Are you saying that you received this $3,150?
I received, yes, but those funds were for other items, personal, not having to do with our son.
Are you saying that this extra $3,150 was for you personally?
Yes, yes.
Do you understand that when you receive child support payments, that no one's tracking behind you to see if dollar for dollar that money was spent on the child?
I understand that, but I have a separate bank account that I have recently set up for my child, so this kind of argument doesn't continue.
We are live on the record in cause number 24 FD 2026. This is an original petition in suit affecting the parent-child relationship with an acknowledgement of paternity. The parties are all on Zoom today. This is a remote proceeding pursuant to the Texas Family Code section 201.1045. Nobody is objected to proceeding this way. Mr. Navarro, can you state your name loudly for the record, please?
Gabriel Navarro.
And counsel for Mr. Navarro, can you identify yourself for the record, please?
Paul Kennedy.
And Ms. Rios, can you state your full name for the record, please?
Fabiola Rios.
And Mr. Navarro and Ms. Rios, can you both please raise your right hands to be sworn in? Do you each solemnly swear that any testimony you give today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel for the Attorney General's office, please state your name.
Here, Dick Armangin. Judge, the parties have agreed that there will be joint managing conservators. Mother, Ms. Rios, has exclusive right to determine primary residence of the child. Ms. Rios has exclusive right to receive child support payments. The parties have right to consent with regards to psychological, education, and medical and dental will be joint rights with tiebreakers. Mother has exclusive right to enroll child in public school. The parties have right to consent to underage marriage or enlistment in the armed forces. All the other rights will be independent. The geographic is going to be Galveston and contiguous counties. The possession access is going to be the standard possession order with start finish at 7 p.m. The passport and travel is going to be standard language regarding passports. Judge, the child support, the gross is $6833.54. Health and dental is going to be covered through Mr. Navarro's employer at a cost to him of $52.24. There's one child in this case, one child outside this case in his household, which brings guideline child support for multifamily to $954 a month, which will start August 1st, 2025. Judge, also there's a acknowledgement of paternity attached to our petition, which establishes Mr. Navarro as the father. And Judge, also the parties do agree that the subtotal for the retro is $15,458. The only issue that the state sees is the credit. And at this time, I call Ms. Rios. Ms. Rios, can you state your name for the record, ma'am?
Fabiola Rios.
Now, Ms. Rios, did you hear and understand the agreements that I read into the record, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
And are you in agreement?
I am.
I'll come right back to you. The state calls Mr. Navarro. Mr. Navarro, did you hear and understand what I just read into the record?
Yes, sir.
And are you in agreement as to those agreements I read?
Yes, sir.
State recalls Ms. Rios. Now, you're asking for a retroactive child support from March 1, 2024 to today, July 21, 2025, right?
Correct.
Because at this time, I offer States Exhibit 1, our retro calc sheet. Ms. Rios, as you know, the subtotal that was calculated is $15,458, correct?
Correct.
Now, what's in dispute is the credit, as we said earlier. How much has Mr. Navarro given you from March 1 to present in the form of child support or some type of support to help you with your child?
So according to my calculations and what I consider funds,
What did you say? Your calculations and what you...
and what we've considered is child support, it was $7,005.
Ma'am, Mr. Navarro claims that he's given you $10,155. Isn't that correct? That's what he claims he's given you.
That's what he's claiming, yes.
Has he given you that much?
So in reference to the Exhibit 1, I don't believe there's money on there that has been sent to me it's considered child support or funds that are sent to me for our son, because I have notated on here specific times where he sent me money for other reasons, for whether it's for food, and this goes back to March. So I have written down and jotted down based off of our messages. In full, the $10,000 is not what he sent me for child support.
He says that he basically gave you a little over $3,000 extra. Do you dispute that?
Yes, I do dispute that.
So are you saying that you never got that extra money that he's saying that he gave you?
It's not that I didn't receive the funds. So we're going based off his Zelle transactions, based off our conversations and our text messages. I have a text message back in September 24th, 2024 that we both agreed on that going forward, all Zelle transactions that have in the subject junior, which is what we nicknamed our son, baby, or child support is what's considered child support money. He said, and going forward is what I went based off of.
So the difference between what he's saying he's paid and what you're saying that he's paid is $3,150. So just to be clear, are you saying that you received this $3,150?
I received, yes, but those funds were for other items, personal, not having to do with our son.
When you say personal, not to do with your son, are you saying that this extra $3,150 was for you personally?
Yes, yes.
Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Kennedy, do you have any questions?
Hey, Ms. Rios, for what purposes were those extra $3,000 given to you?
Is there a specific date? Because I could go day by day. Just this past month, he was
Objection, non-responsive.
And ma'am, just listen to the questions and answer them, please.
sorry. Could
Hey, ma'am, you said that there were about $3,100 in payments that you said were not child support. And my question to you is, what were those payments for?
those payments were for reimbursement, food item, money that was owed to me that I paid for on his behalf, personal items.
Do you understand that when you receive child support payments, that no one's tracking behind you to see if dollar for dollar that money was spent on the child, correct? You understand that?
I understand that, but I have a separate bank account that I have recently set up for my child, so this kind of argument doesn't continue.
Well, when you get paid child support, there will be no argument because that's money that you're given because you have additional expenses because you have a child, correct?
Correct.
Was there ever an order in place dating back to last February or March stating that he owed you child support?
No.
He gave you money for various reasons, correct?
Correct.
Some were directly related to y'all's son and some were not, correct?
Correct.
And so this is money, and y'all were not married, right?
No, sir.
Okay, so he was not reimbursing you for any type of property settlement in a divorce case, right? He was giving you money to assist you in paying the bills for y'all's child, correct?
Incorrect.
What was he giving you money for?
Like I mentioned, there would be times that I would pay for stuff that, I would pay for it, and then he personal items, once again, not involving our son, and he would agree to pay for it back.
Was he reimbursing you for buying stuff for your son?
No, this is for personal items like
Like what?
food, or I don't have
And
an example.
who was the food for?
For both of us, for
Both of us meaning who?
me and him, or just him, or
And when you're saying him, who is him?
sorry, Gabriel, the father.
But he was giving you money to reimburse you for some of your expenses.
Correct.
Over the last year or more, he has had little Gabriel every weekend. Is that correct?
Incorrect.
Incorrect. Does he have Gabriel more weekends than not?
No, sir.
Now, again, you understand that when you get paid child support, you can use that money for whatever you want to use it for, right?
I understand.
You're staying by your position that he owes you this other $3,000 had nothing at all to do with you or little Gabriel.
No, sir. Based off of, once again, relaying back to that text message that was basically a verbal agreement that we both understood going forward what would be considered child support payments.
Was that signed by a judge?
No, sir.
I have no further questions at this time, Judge.
Judge, I call Mr. Navarro. Mr. Navarro, how much money for support have you given Ms. Rios since March 1st till today? Well, the total on the State's Exhibit 1 is $10,155. Is that what you've given her, sir?
Correct.
Mr. Kennedy, do you have any questions for your client?
I do, Judge. The first thing I would like to do is Respondent's Exhibit number 1. That is a spreadsheet listing the payments that were made directly from Mr. Navarro to Ms. Rios. Mr. Navarro, that list of payments, is it true and correct?
Yes, sir.
Listing of those payments?
That was directly off of Zelle.
And that was those payments were made from Zelle, and when we put together that list, that was coming straight from
my
Zelle
account
payments.
to her bank account. Yes, sir.
I would like to introduce Respondent's Exhibit number 1 at this time, Judge.
Mr. Damation, do you have any legal objection to Respondent's Exhibit number 1?
I don't object, Judge.
Mr. Rios, do you have any legal objection to Respondent's Exhibit number 1?
No, Your Honor.
R1 is admitted.
When Ms. Rios is saying that some of those payments had nothing to do, they were reimbursements to you or something, did you understand what she was saying?
It was for our son. Food, groceries, whatever. He has to eat. So it's, they were brought, regardless, I'm supporting him.
And all those payments that are listed all went through Zelle so they can be tracked.
Yes, sir.
Okay. How often do you have your son right now?
Right now, I've been having them every weekend.
For how long?
Ever since we weren't together.
So dating back into March of last year?
Yes, sir.
And do you have them any other times?
So every month or 2 months, if I don't work or my mother, she doesn't work, she will watch them for me or for us, for me and Mrs. Rios. She'll watch them the whole week, or every time I'm off, I'll come by, I'll ask her, hey, can I have my son? And, she allows me. So I pick him up and he'll come home with me for as long as I'm off,
And when those weekends happen, when that happens, you're 100% responsible for, paying for the expenses related to your son. Is that correct?
Correct.
And you're asking the judge to take into account this additional possession time that you've had when she's calculating whether or not to order the payment of retroactive child support.
Correct.
Did you have any idea what your child support would be when you started paying her directly like this?
No, sir. That's my first child. Never been through this process before.
When we did the calculations, you'd actually pay about 2/3 of what would have been owed if there had been child support in place, right?
Yes, sir.
And so what we were asking the judge to do is to not award any retroactive child support due to the payments that you've made and due to the extra time that you've had your son.
Correct.
I pass the witness, Judge.
Ms. Rios, do you have any questions for Mr. Navarro to answer?
Yes, Your Honor. The claim that you've been with our son longer than the weekends, where is this claim proven, or where is this claim based off of?
When do I have our son? You want me to say when I have him?
I'm asking, when are you saying that you have him longer than the weekends? I understand he goes with your mom. I take account and I notate what days he goes with your mom. That only started as of June. He was with her for a week.
Objection, Judge. I'm not hearing a question. She's testifying.
Yeah, ma'am, this isn't a chance for you to testify. It's to ask him questions.
I have no questions, sir.
Jen, do you have any questions for Mr. Navarro? Any follow-up questions?
Just a couple questions, Judge. Mr. Navarro, are you claiming you've had the child every weekend?
Correct.
Have you had the child more than a week?
Yes, sir.
Maybe I didn't ask the question right. How many times in the past have you had the child about a week?
I would say a good 4 or 5 times. The times my mom will watch him for me because I work.
So some of the possession that you've had, your mom's had possession of the child. Is that what you're saying?
I would would ask her to babysit him for us. But when I'm off work, he's with me.
Well, let's do it this way to make it simpler. Have you had the child every weekend in June?
Yes, sir.
Have you had the child every weekend in May?
Yes, sir.
Have you had the child every weekend in April?
Yes, sir.
In those 3 months, have you had the child more than a week?
Me, because of work? No, sir. But I've had him, and I've asked my mom to babysit him.
How many days do you think the child was with Miss Rios in June?
I would say about 20 days.
Is that about the same in May?
Or June. Sorry, it's more like June was more like I would less than 20 because my mom watched him for us. In May, I just have to pull up the actual days my mom had him to be 100% accurate.
You don't have to be 100%. What's your best guess?
I would say anywhere from 15 to 20 days.
That's the witness, Sean.
I have
Any
no
further questions? Further questions of Mr. Navarro? Mr. Rios, do you have any further questions of Mr. Navarro?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Dumation, do you have any other witnesses?
No, Judge.
Mr. Kennedy, do you have any witnesses you'd like to call?
No, Judge.
Since Ms. Rios is representing herself and doesn't have counsel to ask her questions, pro se litigants have a chance to speak. Please make sure your comments are relevant to the issues at hand. And Mr. Kennedy, please feel free, and Mr. Dumation, to make legal objections. Is there anything you'd like to say, Ms. Rios?
Yes, Your Honor. I actually gone out my way to, try to implement a co-parenting application to keep better track of, our schedule. So as of June, I had our son for 23 days. He was with Mr. Navarro's mother, who lives an hour and a half away from here. He was under her supervision for, I'd like to say, 5 out of those 7 days that our son was with her. And then I know I had...
That your person was with her? What is that?
I'm sorry, what is that?
You said 5 out of 7 days, and I thought you said that your person was with her, but I don't know what that means, and I think I misheard you.
I was with our son for 23 out of those 30 days. The 7 days he was not with me was because our son was with Mr. Navarro's mother under her supervision. So those are the days that he was not with me. And then in March, I don't know how far back we were going. And the weekend, I know specifically in the weekend of March 15th and then the weekend of March 18th, as well as April 26th, he was under my custody or supervision for that entire week. Mr. Navarro, not every single weekend is with our son.
Does anyone have any questions I'd like to ask Ms. Rios after her testimony?
No questions, Judge.
No questions, Judge.
Anyone like to make a brief closing argument?
I would, Judge. With regard to the issue of retroactive child support, I would just point out that Mr. Navarro was actually in fairly substantial compliance, even though there was no order in place and neither one of them knew how to calculate the amount of child support. He paid, just based on the basis of this, 2/3 of the amount that he would have paid had he been on child support, which is quite a bit more than most people do. And so I would ask that the court find that there is no retroactive child support in this case.
Mr. Dumation, would you like to make a brief closing?
Yes, Judge. Judge, the state just requests that you approve the parties' agreements and that if you do order retroactive child support, then you apply the appropriate credit based on their testimony.
And Ms. Rios, is there anything, a brief closing you'd like to make?
No, Your Honor.
I am going to render judgment. I'm going to grant and approve the agreements that were read into the record, make that the order of the court. That includes the joint managing conservatorship with the specific rights and duties that were read into the record, with Ms. Rios having the right to determine the primary residence of the child within Galveston or contiguous counties. I'm approving the parties' agreement that Mr. Navarro will have visitation and order the standard possession order with the pickup and drop-off times for the agreed 7 p.m. for both. Approving and ordering that Mr. Navarro provide health insurance and dental insurance through his employment, and ordering that the parties each pay 50% of the unreimbursed medical expenses. Back to the rights and duties, I'm approving the agreed to passport and travel language, with Ms. Rios maintaining the passport and the standard notice requirements for travel abroad. I'm ordering that Mr. Navarro pay to Ms. Rios the current ongoing child support of $954 per month beginning August 1st, 2025, and thereafter per the parties' agreement. I'm denying the request for non-disclosure, and I am going to order back child support in the amount of $3,500 and order a back child support judgment against Mr. Navarro in that amount as of today, July 21st, 2025. Will accrue interest per the family code, and I am ordering that he pay that back at a rate of $40 each month beginning August 1st, 2025, with a step of $954 plus $40 once the child emancipates. It will, as I said, will accrue interest for the family code. It is technically all due and owing, so other remedies can be used to collect that if appropriate and available. All for coming in, and good luck with everything going forward.